Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the latest Decca big box disaster. It involves this thing, the Ernest Ansermet Stereo Years box, which has 88 CDs in it, and it has some problems, as many of you know. I got some fabulous heads up because you guys are like more on top of things than I am when it comes to this stuff. And I just want to report on what's going on, if anything. So here is the deal. This blows my mind. It's just like mind-boggling, isn't it? Decca is uniquely screwed up. Remember the Grumio box where they had, two identical discs, and we tried desperately to figure out how we could resolve this. I mean, really, it was an easy thing to resolve. All they had to do was print the correct disc and then let people write in if they bought the box and offer proof of purchase, and then they just mail away a corrected disc. Big deal, right? Well, they couldn't handle it, and it was a catastrophe. And I made the great mistake of trying to get in the middle of it and dealing with them and trying to help people and all that. And I got numbers and addresses and contacts, and I forwarded it on, and people tried them, and nothing happened. And it was embarrassing. It was a huge embarrassment for me. It was a bigger embarrassment for Decca, not that they cared. Anyway, apparently the people who were responsible for that disaster are gone, and they have new people responsible for new disasters. What exactly is the disaster? Well, it's not, I say disaster. It's a disaster in a relative sense. First, they have a defective disc. It's disc 20, technically, of the German Requiem. The Brahms German Requiem. This is infuriating because, this has been reissued a million times and without any problem. So why do they have a problem now? It wasn't like there was anything ever anything wrong with it. But on track 7, one of two things happens. Either there's this gap of silence. My copy didn't have a gap of silence. What it had was, towards the end, it starts to crispulate. It starts going... say legs in like that, which nobody wants, especially once you've gotten all the way to the end of the German Requiem. What could be more infuriating than to listen to the entire German Requiem and then have someone give you the finger in the closing minute? Oh my God. So that's annoying. That's beyond annoying. The other disc is, I think it's disc 64 here. 68, 64, 60 something. Why doesn't it says it's all Rimsky-Korsakov in the 60s, but it isn't. There's another La Mer. There are two La Mers here. There's a stereo one and another stereo one, and the second stereo one is the same as the first stereo one. That's the problem. Exactly which disc it is. I'm looking at the back here. Maybe that's a problem too. I don't know. I can't even tell you. Maybe they have in the booklet which one it is. Oh my God. Well, here is the booklet. Here is L booklet. That and the fact that one of the original covers comes from the Zoltan Kocis box. I don't know how that got in there, but that was something else someone pointed out. But that's, to me at least, not like such a terrible big deal. Okay, so here we go. Well, this is alphabetical. They have an alphabetical thing here. It'd be nice if they just had a list by composer of everything that's on here. No, why should they make life easy for us? Here's Debussy, more Debussy. I can't tell you. All I can tell you is like with Grumio, where they had the same Beethoven violin concerto twice. They have here the same Debussy La Mer twice, and they have to undo that. That's going to be a problem because these people never are able to tell the difference when people do the same thing twice. What is fascinating about it, though, I have to say, as I'm looking through this, maybe it was 86. I have no idea. It's all so crazy. What everyone should know about music. Oh, who cares? All right, so anyway, there's a mess with La Mer. Let's just leave it at that. And then one of the covers is messed up and all that. Here's the point. Are they going to fix it? I have no idea. They know about the problem. That we know. Why do we know it? Because, well, it's a little complicated also. They know about it because Presto Classical, rumor has it, is withholding shipment of this set until they get corrected copies, which hopefully they will receive. Now let's remember something. This thing was supposed to come out. This thing was supposed to come out 2 years ago. I think it was a year and a half ago. It was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed because in light of the Grumio edition and that mess, they wanted to make sure they got it right, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, fat chance of that happening. So they didn't get it right. And it was delayed endlessly, and it's still being postponed and delayed endlessly in some quarters. This box came from Amazon. Now, that's a disaster. Why is it a disaster? Because Amazon has no ability whatsoever to fix anything. You can just return it for a refund, presumably. But if you're going to, which is what I'll probably do, but you're stuck. You're screwed because they have no way of contacting the label. They have no way of dealing with anything that's defective other than to ask you to return the product, which is a big pain in the ass, as you know. So you're stuck if you've gotten it from Amazon. And, they didn't either know about the thing or didn't care. What's really annoying about this is that, listen, the fault, it's not Amazon's fault. It is Decca's fault. It's Decca's fault. If they have an issue, if they have a problem, it is their job to either tell everyone about it, make provisions for it. I understand that they are going to offer replacement discs to people in the UK, but so far to tell the rest of the world to go stick it where the sun don't shine. Isn't that nice and intelligent? I mean, really, they couldn't be worse. They just couldn't. But beyond that, let's just talk about the general salesmanship on evidence here. I mean, I lease a car. I lease a Nissan Rogue Sport. The Nissan Rogue Sport has this key. All right? The key does this. So you can stick it in the car and turn the car on. Isn't that cool? I like it, actually. This little jackknife thing. Well, there was a worldwide recall issued of Nissan Rogue Sports. And the reason was because this little hoogie doesn't hooge. Apparently, this thing can break. And as a result of that, it can wiggle. And when it wiggles, you can stick it in the car and either turn it on or turn it off and not realize it's on or off. Or it can cause some kind of potentially hazardous problem, which has never happened, by the way. But they sent notices. I got emails. I have a choice. I can either keep this little thing with its zippy little jackknife hoogie here, or I can get the new one, which actually is rather less appealing because it consists of this, just with the key sticking out like that, so that if you put it in your pocket, it's certainly to go right through it, make a hole in it and whatnot. So I'm keeping this. I will risk my life. But what do you do with something like this? I understand that if you have a single disc, you return it and whatnot. But this is not a single disc. This is a luxury product, however cheaply they package it. And however crappy the overall attention to detail is, this is several $100s they're asking you to spend for 88 CDs. And I understand 88 CDs is a lot of individual items. There are a lot of moving parts. There are lots of moving parts in a car. There are more than 88 of them, I hazard to suggest, in a car or some other major appliance. You've got 88 pieces here. They have to get them right. And they can't. And they don't. And then they don't care. And it's disgraceful. There's no two ways about it. It's absolutely disgraceful. It's awful. And the people who are running Decca should just put their foot down and get rid of these moronic incompetents who can't issue a box of material, all of which has been issued properly before, a million times before. It's just about attention to detail. You just got to pay attention. You got to look at what you have, and then you got to listen. Oh, God forbid, classical music labels have to listen to their own product. Oh! What does that say about what they're selling? It's awful. It's a joke. So here I am, stuck with this sucker, and I'm going to try and find a way to fix it. And if I get it fixed, maybe I'll say something, maybe I won't. I will talk about the box at some point, once I know what the disposition is, so that there's at least some chance that some people who get the defective bits will be able to fix the problem. And I'm not sure if Decca gives a damn at all. I really am not. I've asked them to let me know what they plan to do, or I'm asking them through this video to let me know what they plan to do. It would be lovely to have a response from this label that makes some kind of sense. Because apparently in some boxes it's been corrected. If it's been corrected, that means that the correct discs exist. They should have quantities of them. They should be able to send them out. And this is classical music, right? We're talking about 6 people in the universe who give a damn. So it's not like they can't drop the good ones in the mail if people want them. All they need is somebody to put them in an envelope, drop them in the mail, write the address, stick a stamp on it, and voila, problem solved. The only issue is whether they give a shit. It's really that simple. So keep on listening, friends. I will keep you posted. I mean, a review of this thing is coming down the line eventually. It's already 2 years late, so if we wait another 10 or 12 years, who will care? Nobody should care. I mean, all this stuff's been reissued a million times anyway. But there it is. I'm stunned. No, I'm not. I mean, who am I kidding? I mean, it's my faux outrage. This is so par for the course. I mean, these people just can't get out of their own way. Take care.